The ride was highly anticipated. We couldn't stop dreaming about eventually riding it for the first time after its grand opening. But then one day, we got a special message. And then we realized it was finally happening. Although a lot earlier than we expected.
Guys, we got it.
My mom just came into the room a few minutes ago, and she got the email saying that we're going to the preview event for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Greetings, Trash Pandas.
We are here at Disney's All-Star Movies Resort. I almost said music.
Yes.
Because today is a very special day.
It is. It is.
We're gonna head over to Epcot because should we go?
Yes, we have a bit of an announcement to make for you guys. We're gonna preview Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind
for the first time.
For the first time ever.
Before the general public even sees it.
This is so exciting.
We've never, like I said before, we've never been to a big Disney event ever.
This is our first, so we are totally excited. We can't talk anymore. We're just gonna get right into it, y'all. Let's go.
All right. Okay, so we're waiting for the Epcot bus to come over here. And right now, there's a Magic Kingdom bus pulling up. And I don't know if you could tell, but the skin is actually themed to Guardians of the Galaxy. The amount of times that I've seen it on past trips, it looks so cool. But I wish we were riding that bus to Epcot, because that would get us more excited.
We are on our way to Epcot. For your safety and the safety of others, please remain seated while the motor coach is in motion. If you're standing, we encourage you to use the handrails overhead or to the side, and remain clear of the doors and stairwells.
Alright, so we made it to Epcot. Right now, we're gonna go through security, and then when we're done, head on over to Guardians. Alright, made it past security, and the first thing we see is Spaceship Earth. And then off to the right, kind of hard to see, but there's Square Ship Earth.
Or what I've come to nickname as Square Ship Earth.
Yeah, as you saw in my video earlier that I released, this video is going to be a little bit jump forward in the timeline, because remember, there's a lot of footage that I covered over the last couple of years, specifically with this walkway, because as you can see right now, it is back open. Well, just part of it, actually. So right now we're passing by the new Connections Cafe, which recently just opened, and then right next door, off in the distance, is the new Creation Shop, which you will see very soon. Actually, a full tour of it. You can get a good look at the sign. My God, this looks incredible. I can't wait to go in here. And also, they serve Starbucks here. All right, so we made it into the Connections Cafe. Oh my gosh, this looks incredible. Oh, I love this design on the wall. Right, let's get behind it. Hope the sun doesn't cause a problem. Oh no, we're good. That is amazing. Let's check out the seating area. I don't know about you guys, but this right here is giving me High School Musical vibes. I don't know if y'all remember Stick to the Status Quo. But this definitely feels like it. Wow, look at this mural. Okay, whoever painted this definitely deserves an award. Alright, here we are with the meatball pizza. And of course, you can't forget the fries. Oh man, I can't wait to dig in. My God. My God, that is delicious. I don't know what people are saying. Y'all say this: if you got a good tasting food, definitely get the meatball pizza, cause that is freaking delicious.
It's Save the Galaxy time!
Alright, we're just making our way around the corner. I know right now the moment is already settling in because I can feel it. Oh my God. No walls. No construction or anything. It is completely done. Oh my goodness. My God, the Star Blaster is gigantic. And it's so strange, I didn't even realize it until now. It's making noises, people. Alright, we just made it in. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Let's do it. Alright, we're already in the Galaxarium. Oh my gosh. This is insane. Seriously, I'm just taking a moment right now because I'm realizing this used to be Universe of Energy.
In just 4 billion years,
and look at where we are now.
with a gravitational force.
This is crazy.
I see we have new visitors. Welcome, Terrans. I am Worldmind, sentient supercomputer serving the people of Xandar. My data is comprised of the experiences, learnings, and histories of the Nova Corps and a population of Xandar.
Alright, we just walked into the exhibit. This looks amazing. I just can't believe it. Wow.
Just have to.
Oh, Walt Disney cameo. We got a Walt Disney cameo. And here we got a model of Xandar from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
The delicious Xandarian snail. A delicacy we hope you might try one day. Which power our electrical grids, are the main source of energy for the planet. But Xandar also creates energy locally.
Built our city in honor of the Nova Corps, a beacon to all who approach our planet from space.
It discovered that its wings can flare out and form a starship, resembling the Nova Corps logo.
There goes the Milano from the first Guardians of the Galaxy. But apparently on this ride we're gonna see the Guardians in the Benatar, which we saw from Avengers Infinity War and Endgame.
So how did you Guardians end up teaming up with the Ravagers? They normally only work for themselves. What do you have to say about this?
It was really a group effort.
Alright, we are moments away from experiencing the pre-show. I know the hype is already building right now.
Your world and ours were born at the same moment, one which you refer to as the Big Bang. As such, we are all galactic neighbors in a vast universe which we and countless others share. For you to travel to Xandar would take 2.5 million years, assuming you had a ship that could fly at the speed of light. But even we could not have reached you so easily were it not for the Cosmic Generator, an advanced piece of Xandarian technology that creates jump points, artificial tunnels that act as shortcuts, linking distant points in space.
Welcome, people.
Oh my God, it's Terry.
Epcotians, citizens of Epcot. Does anyone know what they call themselves? Welcome, Epcot-tarians. I am Centurion Tal Merrick, and we're just about ready to teleport you up to the ship for the demonstration. I must ask you to put away your Terran communication devices at this time. Recording of any type is strictly prohibited. I am very serious about this. Now, please step forward into the chamber. You're gonna love this.
Alright, this is it.
You made it!
Whoa.
I mean, of course you did. Nova Prime, they're ready.
Excellent. What you see before you is the cosmic generator. And in just a few moments, we'll be activating it so you can experience for yourself what's happening.
I'm not sure. Our power's out. And the cosmic generator is gone. There is no cause for alarm. Turn off that alarm. I've got an important transmission coming in.
Hey, what's up, Nova?
Our cosmic generator has been stolen.
What?
How? Why didn't we think of that? That thing's gotta be worth a fortune.
I am Groot.
Who do you think took it?
Perhaps that really big man outside your ship.
Well, that is a big man. I need to alert Nova Prime.
I will be watching Terrans from the Oz.
That's not creepy at all.
This species has failed.
Wait, whoa. We didn't even know there was a test.
He's got the cosmic generator. He's creating a new jump point.
Jump point to where?
Not where. When.
It's some kind of mutant jump point.
It's going back to the dawn of time.
Dawn of time, why?
To erase an error.
Alright guys, this is it. Apparently this is where I'm gonna leave you guys. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Yes! Yes!
Heroes. Do you really think they deserve to be called heroes? Do you see how they dress?
It's just a bit of...
Okay, alright, we just got off of Guardians.
I was so sick.
Definitely worth the wait, people, I'm telling you. Okay, so by the time of this recording, I wasn't able to film on the ride, because obviously this was a sneak preview and any type of filming wasn't allowed. But I at least wanted to take the time to give you the full backstory and explain what happened as we went through the experience. And once we're done, we'll jump ahead to our reactions and our overall thoughts on the ride. But for those of you who want to wait to experience for yourselves, then here's your spoiler warning and you can skip to our thoughts by finding the timestamp on screen. Although, if you have written it and if you want to see a full ride, I've linked the full POV of my friend Jack over on DSMY in the description below. Now for those who remain, let's get started. So what's the plot? Well, the Xandarians have created a new pavilion in Epcot, the Wonders of Xandar, which is the first otherworld pavilion. With thanks to Peter Quill, who is also an early Epcot fan in his own right. And he even mentions revisiting the classics like Horizons and Universe of Energy. And well, we all know what happened to them. Moving along to the Galaxarium, we're introduced to Xandar's central AI Worldmind, where it showcases the similarities of their galaxy as well as our own, and explains why Xandar is more unique. Also, if you stay in that portion of the queue long enough, they will eventually play music from Quill's mixtape. Oh, and for my fellow Back to the Future fans, you should definitely stick around in there. Next we move on to the exhibit, in which they display a huge model of Xandar with projections, the Nova Corps uniforms, and the Star Blaster model, and of course a section that pays tribute to the Guardians of the Galaxy, because of course they saved their planet. Meanwhile in the first pre-show, Meanwhile in the first pre-show, Nova Prime explains why the pavilion is here, to demonstrate the cosmic generator, which is what creates the jump points we see in the ride and in the films. And surprisingly, is the MacGuffin of the ride, obviously more on that in a bit. Then Tal Merrick, yes, Terry Crews, takes us to a transport chamber that will send us to a Nova ship that's been hovering above the Earth for the demonstration. But just as it's about to be activated, everything goes dark and the generator has disappeared. So now the Nova Corps calls on the Guardians and informs them of what happened. However, peering out the window of the ship is a Celestial, Isan the Searcher. Now despite the redesign, this is actually the same Celestial from the collector scene in Guardians Volume 1. He thinks Earth, aka Terra, hasn't evolved the way that he thought. So he uses the generator to open a huge jump point, but only here it takes Earth, or in this case, rewinds the planet back to the dawn of time. So now the Guardians and the Nova Corps enlist our help to retrieve the generator by using the Star Jumpers to follow through the jump point. Once we pass through, we find Isan, and then the Guardians follow alongside in the Benatar. They smash into the generator, which takes us even further back, but all the way to the Big Bang. And no, it is not the Ding Dang. So apparently the blast sends us into a backwards launch, get it, Cosmic Rewind, and we fly through the galaxy to finally retrieve the generator when one of 6 songs played throughout the ride. The song that we got was I Ran So Far Away by a Flock of Seagulls. During the ride, your Star Jumper begins to rotate like crazy, and it's what Disney calls an omnicoaster. Think like the Haunted Mansion Doom Buggies, but on a roller coaster. What? I know, crazy idea, but they made it work. Anyway, soon enough the Nova Corps shows up, they detain Isan, and we finally return to the present and back at Epcot. Which, by the way, really stands for every person comes out tired. Yes, it's true, and I'll use it for the foreseeable future, thank you. We then find ourselves in what seems to be a backstage area for the pavilion, and then the Guardians appear on a hologram in which they commemorate us as official honorary Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's basically a full breakdown of the ride, but what's our general thoughts? Well, let's find out. Now unfortunately we didn't film this in the park since we didn't have enough time, so we ended up filming this back in our hotel room later that night. But we did have a good conversation about it. Alright, so here we are a few hours earlier. I'm sorry I didn't get a reaction by the time we got out of the building, but we did Cosmic Rewind.
I have no words. I have no words.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think the whole experience was just fantastic. Just just all of the work that we've seen Disney put into that thing, throughout the years.
Over the past 4 years.
4 years, and then to finally be able to see the finished product was, even though it's a little preview, but to see it as a kind of finished product was pretty darn emotional,
Yeah, it was.
My favorite part was of course seeing the boarding areas, because then it just hits you like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. We're about to ride this ride.
Yeah, because the boarding area, it's set up like Space Mountain, isn't it?
It's set up like Space Mountain in Disneyland, I believe. Kind of, because I think Disneyland has 2 different.
No, Disneyland has 1.
Okay.
No, ours has 2.
I'm sorry.
Ours
I'm sorry,
has
guys.
2. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But anyways, but yeah, it does kind of remind you of it. But I think the other part that I liked best was it doesn't start out as a as it goes up that hill
like a normal roller coaster.
It's just a normal lift, and then it's just flat for like maybe about a minute, and
then everything goes crazy,
and then everything just goes haywire.
I'll have to say my favorite part was definitely all of the nods to the Marvel universe, and also for Epcot in general. Because for me, I'm a huge MCU fan, and getting all the nods to pretty much like the Guardians movies, and also to the Avengers and the main MCU as a whole, it was pretty awesome. Oh, and also to clarify, this technically is not canon to the MCU, but if you have been to Avengers Campus, this is part of that timeline. Because remember, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is part of Avengers Campus. Because, yeah, apparently that's been a little misconception from a lot of fans. I've been trying to tell certain people online that, this is the Avengers Campus timeline. So this is not the main MCU, but it's sort of connected along with it. But there are some things that, like, once you dive into the MCU and then compare it to the theme park rides, you'll start to see a little bit of changes. But of course, for us, since we haven't been to Avengers Campus yet,
I mean, it didn't really make any difference to us because we haven't really seen Avengers Campus yet. So, but it will happen. It will happen.
One day.
One
One
day.
day.
One day. One day.
Oh, before we move on, something big also happened on that day. After we got off the ride, I put out this tweet. However, to my surprise, the first person who retweeted was none other than the Guardians director himself, James Gunn. Yes, the James Gunn. He, of course, is very active on Twitter these days, but for this to pop up on my phone while in the park was a huge shock to me. So again, thank you, James Gunn. I still love the ride and I can't wait to come back. And now let's get back to the rest of our day at Epcot. Alright, as the day starts to wind down, we're going to hit a couple more rides before we go. So let's take a quick trip through Spaceship Earth.
Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs? Check the Phoenicians. They invented them. And with maths comes mechanical technology and the birth of the high-tech life we enjoy today. Travel may be and the result is an incredible explosion of innovation we call the Renaissance.
Okay, after all that time traveling, we decided to do a little bit of underwater exploring at, where else, the seas. Alright, and now we're going to do a little bit of Living with the Land. Of course, being an Epcot classic.
In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. But over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. Welcome to our living laboratory, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. Lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area.
We're just coming out of the land, and we realize that Spaceship Earth is already doing its light show. I know I'm showing this a little bit early, but next time you will see a little bit more of what this has to offer. So,
that was our day.
That's our day.
What
That's
did
our
you
day.
think?
Like I said, I have no words, but I do know that I am very tired, and I am going to be sleeping very well tonight thanks to that experience. So it's your kids are gonna love it, you're gonna love it, and your parents are gonna love it too. Trust me.
Since it's a family coaster, you're gonna love it.
Yes, it's awesome.
Okay, with that, I think wraps up our day. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel because I got a lot more videos on the way for you guys. But until then, we'll see you.